Today, we have here a group of individuals that most people hold, if not all, in very high esteem, that are prepared to discuss and talk to you about their support for this very important initiative. Of course, as always, the City Council is a team, and the team of council members here today include Bobby Heenan, Mark Squilla, Kenyatta Johnson, Cindy Bass, Janie Blackwell, and I hope I'm not missing anybody else. And oh, I'm sorry, and my majority leader, right? All right. You see that look he gave me. And these are members who actually, as you will see in the presentation, actually represent areas that have these what we call opportunity zones. So basically, we have a proposal that is will have $681 million estimated in economic impact to the city of Philadelphia. We will be in a position, when implemented, to build in a period of 2 to 3 years more than 15 units of housing, 1,000 rental housing, and 1,000 home ownership housing. We believe these particular units will be provided for that group of people who continue to have difficulty finding affordable quality housing. The simple reality is that there at one point in time were so many people on the waiting list for affordable housing with the Philadelphia Housing Authority, upwards of 10,000, they had to actually shut down the application process. Every time there's an affordable housing unit built by one of these developers, be it nonprofit or for-profit, there's a line around the corner for people to try to be in a position to take advantage of that. And we have to come up with a strategy that allows us to leverage significant revenues, which you'll hear in the presentation, and accelerate the need and the willingness for us to be in a position to have additional housing. Today, you will hear from representatives, and then we'll get into questions and get into some more specifics of the plan. After I speak, you will have Ryan Boyer from the Labor District Council. You will have Johnny Doherty from IBEW. We will have Ann Fadullon, who is the president of the BIA, Building Association. You will have Rahim Islam, who is from Universal Communities, and we will have Rose Gray from APM, who is also the president of the PACDC. So we'd like to start right now with Mr. Ryan Boyer.
This issue is a serious issue, one of affordable, decent housing. This is how we rebuild communities, and this initiative is great because not only the houses, when you start building houses, you have to build businesses to sustain the people that are in those neighborhoods. So it's the start of a vibrant community. And we at the Philadelphia Building Trades and at the Labor District Council of Philadelphia and vicinity want to partner with you in any way we can to bring this to fruition and to make sure it's a resounding success.
Hi, my name is Ann Fadullon. I'm president of the Building Industry Association. I too would like to congratulate Council President Darrell Clarke and the City Council for taking on this very, very important issue. The members of the Building Industry Association build housing in the communities. We build affordable and market rate housing. I think the need for affordable housing in this city is well documented. A lot of the traditional resources that we've all looked towards as being able to finance that type of housing have been drying up, particularly the government resources, and this needed some bold and creative thinking. So we are thrilled to be here today and stand ready to support this in any way that we can. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Rose Gray, and I'm the president of the Philadelphia Association of Community Development Corporations. Our membership goes where no one else wanders. The nonprofit industry goes into areas that are very poor. We try to create mixed income communities and by using the tax credits to bring affordable housing. 9% credits, without getting technical, are very scarce in the state of Pennsylvania. The 4% leveraged with all the other funding that's going to be discussed today provides that opportunity for us to triple the production in Philadelphia so we can create a strong mixed income community that doesn't leave anybody outside. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Rahim Islam. I'm president and CEO of Universal Companies, and we do a lot of affordable housing. We also do a lot of education. And this is absolutely fundamentally sound public policy. We see in today in Philadelphia and many of our cities, two different cities. We are a city of prosperous, aggressive wealth, and then we see neighborhoods where we see predominantly dominated by African Americans and Latinos, where you see absolute poverty. It just makes great business sense for what you're doing, and it's about time. And we support this 1,000%, and we're behind you 1,000%.
Thank you, Rahim. What I'd like to do is ask Herb Wetzel, who's our executive director of pretty much everything we need done around here, other than lawyering. We don't want Herb to deal with that because he doesn't have a lawyer's license. I'd ask Herb to quickly go through the financing structure and just kind of walk us through the specifics of this particular initiative, and then we'll very briefly get to questions.
Thank you, Council President. We actually have a board over here, but I can, the Council President challenged us to really investigate the potential resources that could be used to develop affordable housing. And the two items that came to us and through our research was essentially two things. One is there's a 9% low-income housing tax credit, and that's oversubscribed. We have way more projects that seek that credit than actually get that. However, the state of Pennsylvania also receives an allocation of what's called volume cap that allows them to do 4% low-income housing tax credits. In any given year, we may leave on the table $500 million in volume cap in the state of Pennsylvania. Volume cap allows you to issue tax-exempt bond financing, but also if you're doing an affordable rental housing project, it allows you to essentially sell a 4% credit. So the model here is that we will, instead of this gap being filled by CDBG funds or other funds, the project will sell the equity, and this is a rough estimate of about $100,000, and then the project will issue tax-exempt bonds for a $200,000 mortgage, getting to the ability to build the units on an average cost of about $300,000, which is the normal cost of a 9% credit right now. Where this bond issue comes in is you have income of tenant rent, and then there are PHA operating subsidies called ACCs that are available to developments like this. So the ACC kicks in about $9,600, and you have about $12,600 in income, but you got to pay that mortgage off. And that results in a $4,360 operating loss. If we issue the bonds and then we take $100,000 for each unit of the bond proceeds, put that in a trust account, and pay this $4,360 per year for the next 30 years, we've made possible the development of low-income housing tax credit at 4%. It's a different model, and it uses two untapped resources: operating subsidies from PHA and the 4% low-income housing tax credit. Oh, sure. We want to thank eConsult Solutions, who helped us work through the economic impact of building 1,500 affordable units. And there's more detail in the booklet, but essentially the overall economic impact will be $681 million, approximately 4,248 jobs created and supported through the construction spending of about $416 million in labor income, and adding another $518 million to the gross domestic product of Philadelphia. At the same time, nearly $27 million in tax revenue will be generated from wage taxes, sales tax, transfer tax on the properties, and income from real estate taxes as the properties come online. On a permanent basis, there'll be about 118 permanent jobs created because the rental projects require managers and maintenance people and others to work in them, with an ongoing impact of about $11.5 million per year, about $5.2 million in labor income, and another $9.6 million to the gross domestic product for Philadelphia. And in the end, this will add about $137 million in property tax value added to the property tax base.